All right, good evening. Welcome to Injustice Investigations. I am your host, Scott.
And I'm Toby O'Neill.
As always, we thank you all for tuning in to our live broadcast this evening. Uh, Toby, nephew, how your day been, brother?
It's been great. It's been great.
Good. Well, I've been battling that toothache still, even after getting it pulled, and my head is pounding like somebody's got a sledgehammer uh,
Mm, mm, mm.
beating the shit out of me with it and stuff. So I'm gonna try to get back to the dentist tomorrow, see if they can give me something serious for pain, because what they give me is it was giving me is like giving a damn well of tic tac. Dana Hudson, love you big time. Welcome to our live feed tonight. Uh, we talked earlier, uh, Toby, about Afghanistan and how serious it is over there because there was, I mean, so many people trying to get on one plane. I mean, and they were they were running, they were holding on, and uh, we saw two people drop. I don't know what they was holding on up under the plane, but they were holding on,
Mhm.
and then they dropped. Of course, they died. So I mean, it has to be extremely terrible over there because surely they didn't think. Well, maybe they did think that they could hang on up under there and just fly wherever and you know not touch the ground. And it can be somewhat comical, but it lets you know how serious their punishment will be over there.
Mhm. Yeah, because that's like I said, they that's just like with a U.S. citizen. Just think about it. If the U.S. citizens, if somebody like we was talking earlier, if somebody invaded the U.S.
Hmm.
and took over for a brief minute, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody that sided with them. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
everybody that choose to side with them and go on and like, okay, thank you. Yeah, we glad y'all here. But like if the US were to come back in power, then think about it. Everybody that sided with them, y'all consider traitors.
Exactly, exactly.
Exactly. So
There is someone just said the name is I think A. Miller. They found human remains in the wheels. Also, sad situation.
very real sad. But that's just like I said, you branded a traitor at that
Hmm.
point. So and just like I said, we know we were seeing the videos
Hmm.
that of how they treat traitors and treat people who they suspect of snitching or being against them. Like they
Hmm.
behead people. So
Exactly,
so
exactly.
I can only imagine, you know, like I said, y'all sided with the US while the US was here, and now we back in power. Like I can only imagine, what they were trying to flee.
I know.
I
And I honestly think that the people are really giving President Biden a hard time that he really don't deserve, because it doesn't matter what administration would end it, would bring them home. This was going to happen.
it was going to happen, or you're going to, just like I said, that's we like we talked about earlier on. That's somebody invading your country.
Hmm.
Like, think about it. That's serious. You know what I'm saying? That's like if you had your own space and your wife's family came and invaded your space, or somebody came and just invaded your home. And like once you see them get there, it's like, okay, when are they gonna leave? And then they start inviting more people. And then they start filling out applications and putting your address on their applications. And it's like, okay, they gonna stay here. Like they not. I thought yeah. Really, think about it. Like once they got comfortable and they got a foothold,
Yeah, come on.
they moved in. Like
Yeah.
and just like I said, I remember on a personal note, like honestly, like from Dallas, they moved a whole company of people.
Hmm.
They shipped, opened up, moved a whole company from Dallas to the Middle East because I knew people that had worked for that company. They
Hmm.
moved them to the Middle East. Think about that. And just like I was telling the person that lost their job in that situation, I was like, they move people over there to train those people to do the
Hmm.
job that y'all do. But since they're just getting free or whatever, and they can just work, like they probably paying them minimum wage. We don't know what their minimum wage is because we don't know if they had a minimum wage. But all of that was stuff that America was trying to, systemize in their country.
Exactly. Exactly.
in their country.
Exactly.
Think about it. Like I said, if the shoe was on the other foot and somebody did that to America, everybody that supported it, when they took power back again, like it would be, we would be facing a firing squad.
You know it at the drop of a dime.
Yes,
You
there
know.
was treason against your country. You sided with another country against your country. That's treason. So those people will flee in
Yeah.
death, literally,
That's it. That's it.
and risk death to flee
Yeah.
death.
Yeah. I'm gonna read just a paragraph of what President Biden said. He said, "American troops cannot and should not be fighting in a war and dying in a war that Afghan forces are not willing to fight for themselves."
Because think about it. Just like I said, regardless of what, those people have been fighting forever. So just because you send some troops over here to say, "Hey, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that," do you think them people gonna listen? Them people that they're supporting have their own mission. They have their own goals and mission. Now you can help us thinking that if we get in power, that gives you power, and we'll take your help. But does that really mean once we get in, you help us get in power, that we're going to empower you?
Exactly.
Like
I agree.
I'm
Yeah.
exact. I'm just saying, or do
Mhm.
that? Do you that really like we will use all the help we can get
That's it.
to
That's it.
accomplish our goals? But then at the same time, our goals not going to change just because you with us, and that's
That's it.
basically what it is. Like them people over there, they still like, hey, we fighting our own war for our own cause. Y'all just over here, you know what I'm saying, to just add some extra bodies and the extra guns. And think about it. Who wants their child over there in a situation like that where you just over there for an extra body or extra gun? Because it's not going
Mhm.
to change anything.
It's not, and
It's
the person also said that um, it is never going to be the right time to bring the troops home. And he's
it would
right.
have never been. It would
Never.
have
I
never
mean,
been.
it's never been,
Because
so
I'm gonna
it's
say
going to
this
happen.
though. I'm
Mhm.
gonna say this. If they came back in and took over, they came back in and took over by force.
Exactly.
So they ready. They ready to do what they got to do. They didn't.
Because
They
they
didn't
did
come
just
back.
bad.
I'm just saying they laid low
Hmm.
since Osama went down. They
Hmm.
laid low. They you know what I'm saying. But believe me, if they strike now and say we taking back power, I really believe they ready for what the U.S. can bring. So at that point right there, I would have did the same thing. It's better to be smart, get everybody out of here, unless you finna send more over there. You
Exactly.
better you better do
Exactly.
something. Yeah, you better do something. If you over there, either you gonna say, "Man, look, we overstepped our boundaries. We're gonna pull it out and try to talk or whatever," or you're gonna have to send some more over there because them wasn't safe no more. You see
Exactly.
that the people wasn't safe no more, and they
Exactly.
wasn't safe no more.
Uh, a reporter, I think that was the one that works for CNN, when she was interviewing some people over there while she was doing a live, they asked
Mhm,
her to step back because she was a woman.
mhm.
So, and they said they're going to let the girls go to school. Well, I mean, that might be great, then it might be bad, depending upon what you all are going to be teaching them, you know? And
That's
so you
that's
can't believe anything that they say.
No, you can't, because just like I said, in America now, our schooling system has been exposed as a fraud and a
Hmm.
failure. So more people are schooling at home.
Exactly.
Those people may have been schooling at home. Who's to say they
Hmm.
don't have schools where they
Hmm.
teach their form of
Exactly.
education? Now,
Exactly.
remember we was talking about the other day how in history, and think about it, when they gave us their history in the history books,
Hmm.
they showed us, or the Africans, they showed the Africans as savages with bones in their heads, and made it seem like we was cannibals and we was over there eating each other. That's what they
Hmm.
had in the toys and movies and everything. They had
That's
that. They presented up the Africans as cannibals, and basically when they brought us over here, they basically act like they brought us over here and then civilized us. They
exactly.
broke us or
Yeah,
whatever.
they did
Exactly, we
us a
were savages.
favor.
But think about this in the context of now. What is the history going to say about the Middle East now, years from now? Is it
Exactly.
going to say that they were savages and we had to go over there and give them an education system? Or this, and if we're going to believe, I've never been to Afghanistan. I see that Bin Laden and those guys, a lot of those guys are rich beyond your wildest dreams.
Hmm.
So to say they don't have an education system, imagine it.
Exactly.
If
Someone,
like
yeah, Miss Cook, she says they had time to conjure up a plan, and that they did.
Exactly. And just like I said, look at 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
Look at 9/11. Like they executed with precision. And think about it. They laid low, and for them to make it known and to come back out and to actually forcibly take power in when they know the U.S. is still over there, you think they don't have it on their mind? Are we ready for them this time? So just
Exactly.
like I
Exactly.
said, you're gonna either pull out, because I'm gonna tell you what I felt like everybody was running from, especially the U.S. people. Think about it. If we catch y'all over here, because we know that we figured the U.S. when we made our move, we figured the U.S. was coming. We figured they was gonna send more troops and everything. So when we took over, any one of y'all, any U.S. citizen that got caught by one of them, they laid up somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Getting ready to be put on film.
Exactly.
As
And
soon
and,
as
and they do that a lot too.
they do it, they known for it. They laying up somewhere, and they already done got reached out to the U.S. and say, "Hey, we got so many U.S. citizens over here hostage." And
Uh,
if it,
yeah. Miss Renfrey says, "Hello, she's here. Yeah, you are here, but you're late. We'll talk about that later." Uh, A. Miller says, 20 whole years to perfect their plan. A reporter was asking one of the top brass from the Pentagon wrong because she told him it's obvious y'all are playing. So they kind of going back and forth, right? He said, "We had plans." She said, "Well, if you did, it didn't work. It didn't. And that's
it
something that
did.
they don't want to admit that they dropped the ball on that one to a degree. But how long can you stay
Uh,
that way?
just like I said, when you invaded, you knew. I'm gonna tell you like this: in war strategy, anybody that knows real war strategy is defeat, crush your enemy. Not just go over there and scare them off and go over there in their hood and post up.
Exactly.
like what in any gang violence or whatever we've ever known. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you go shoot them up and take down a leader, kill him, and wave your flag, yeah, we here, we took over.
That's it.
Don't get comfortable.
That's it.
Don't get
That's
comfortable.
it. That's
And just
it.
like I said, either they got comfortable because they ceased. They started putting troops out. They left troops over, and you got comfortable. You didn't defeat. You didn't defeat.
Exactly. And another thing, I just wish. I know, again, as I said earlier, this is an issue. It's a serious issue, but I wish that we would get back to the insurrection on January the 6th, because you got to be able to multitask 50-50 if you have to. We must get back to that. We cannot leave that alone. And this is the time for the Republicans to keep bringing up other things that's going to distract you.
This it's been that way forever. We got
Mhm.
distracted from this.
Exactly.
We got distracted from this
Hmm.
because just like I said, they didn't report. They
They did.
didn't keep reporting. That's why we had to start doing what we do to report and report the real, because it's a smoke screen. It's always a smoke screen.
Exactly.
Now they want us to focus on that because maybe they want us to forget about the Capitol. Maybe they have something
Exactly.
else going on.
Hmm.
Maybe they trying to backtrack so they can shoot more forces over there. Who
Exactly.
knows?
Exactly. And
You never know with the U.S.
exactly. It's very well possible. Two quick things here. Shared it with Toby earlier. I'm gonna share it with you guys tonight. Uh, there we have two videos right now that are doing excellent. The numbers are up. Uh, the number for new subscribers is also up. And Toby, you played a major role in that. You did. You played a major role in that. You keep it real when you're speaking about your issues and stuff. So uh, I'm overly excited about that. And the rules, if we leave y'all out, we'll be wrong, because this does not happen unless you all are watching the show. So love you big time. I gratefully appreciate it.
And I want to say on my behalf, thank you guys, because like I couldn't have been accepted. I couldn't have been. You guys didn't have to be as responsive as you were to me. And like I said, me and my uncle's talking today early off camera. Like we've been misled
Hmm.
for too long. especially by the media. And it's
Exactly.
about time, it's above and beyond time that we start getting media that we can relate to and that's real.
That's it.
And that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're attempting to do. We're attempting to bring you real perspectives
Hmm.
on what's really going on. As far as we try to find out everything we can about it and report to you what's real. No
Exactly.
sugarcoated.
That's it, because we have enough of that going on now. But it's, and uh, piggybacking off of that, uh, the numbers are good, subscribers are good, but we never sit down and put together a show and look at the ratings or the number of subscribers. We don't care if John get the story first and then go and interview somebody. If somebody's been killed, I don't like to go and visit that family right then. I don't want to talk to them right then because I'm having respect for them doing that, going through. Well, such and such is going to go and do a live video. Well, okay, I'm not really interested on getting it out first. I want to make sure we get it out right. That's the number one thing, that we get the information out right. Crush the energy by any means. Okay, okay. Listen, when we started this YouTube channel, I honestly didn't think I'd be here this long with you guys, because I wasn't into it, didn't think it was going to work anyway. But you all showed genuine concern and love for the show, so we've been here. We've been here now for, I think, maybe 3-4 years. I think somewhere along in there, Toby. Um, I wanted to do stories on politics, crime, wrongful conviction, crooked cops, crooked judges, a crooked system. Not one time did a thought into my mind that I would want to do something on kids that are being mistreated in this country. It's not because I don't love kids, because I do, but that just wasn't my thing. That wasn't my thing. But when the little girl in Houston, Texas, Malia Davis, when her picture popped up, that changed everything. And there's an old Hebrew expression that says, "Man plans, but God laughs." Sometimes you think you're going this way, and God says it's not going to work, and you go that way. And so uh, I'm extremely passionate about the kids, especially when we know they've been doing wrong. If you're a parent or a guardian, the child don't know no more than you tell them. If you don't feed them, Toby, they don't eat. If you don't
Exactly.
clothe them, they go naked. God has done a lot of wonderful things in this country, but I think one of his best creations was when he would bless a woman's womb to give birth, bring another life into this country. I think that's awesome.
Exactly.
And so, with that being said, we don't expect for parents to become stranger danger. We don't. The parent should be teaching the child about stranger danger. Uh, so after that case, more cases kept coming. More cases kept coming, and we're gonna get into tonight's show in just a minute. So one pops up a few months ago, and you all know where we're going, about a pastor, a Magnolia pastor, who was running a cult. I'm just gonna tell it like that. Running a cult. Um, and some of you here, you saw that show. That show went wild. It wasn't in Toby's plan. It wasn't in mine's, because I knew which way Toby was going when he was going to interview the wife. But it didn't work out that way, and I truly believe that that was an intervention from God. But it began to expose some things, you know, and it also told us that everything we had been thinking, everything we were seeing, it was the gospel. It was right. Now, when you have a pastor, if the pastor is raping the children, beating the children, raping the women, beating the women, having them to sign rules and regulations, I just don't see how we can honestly say that he is truly sent from God. I can't. I just can't. Maybe he thought God was calling him and answered the phone, but it was for somebody else.
That's sad.
It is.
That's sad. But just like I said, just like we say, it's a pattern in all of it. It's a pattern, and that's what we keep going back to. That's what I keep harping back on,
Mm-hmm.
because the pattern is prevalent in all the different situations. It's the pattern,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
just like I said, just like with him, he did what he did, but there's no way possible he could have done it by himself.
Mm, exactly. You just preached. That's it. So a lady called in named Samantha. I kept seeing her make different comments, and I saw another lady. I'm like, they know something, and they were the ladies that Toby and I had been looking for, and uh, they popped up. God said, "You don't have to look. I'm gonna send them to you," and they did. And we're doing a part two. I'm sure it's gonna be a part three, maybe a part four. This is going to air. What is it? October? I mean, August 24th, 23rd,
23rd, I think Monday, the
Monday,
23rd. I think it's the 23rd.
23rd. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this show will start at 6:30 that
6:30.
evening.
Mm-hmm.
6:30. Now, Bernice is going to be here live with us, talking about the the brother that she knows, and she's you can still hear the anger in her voice. It's what the pastor has done, but probably even more so when his fan club continues to uphold him and is wrong. And she said something to me the other night, or was it you that said, even from jail, he's controlling them.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Even like you can tell by the whole setup, and the way it was set up and executed. Like everybody had to have a handler. It seemed like you see the girl. She had the wife right there, to correct her and to whisper stuff to her. Like
Hmm.
it's all by design. It's controlled, and just like I said, anything that's controlled that much, you have to be weary of it. You have to be weary of it,
That's
because
it.
that's the root of all the cult action. That's what makes the sex trafficking and all of that possible. That's what makes it all possible. People have to, what I'm saying, they have to back him up. They have to support him.
Exactly. Exactly. And so uh, we're asking for you all to spread the word to as many people as you can, because I I want a lot of people to watch uh, this live that night, and you can bring your kids if you like, because Toby and I we're gonna show you warning signs that are there, but if you don't know what they are, then you might miss them as well.
Exactly.
So this is a very serious issue. So I mean, we have to play our role in society, in schooling people, and what to look for, because the brother was very charismatic. Denise says the niece that he preaches well, you know, and that's what drew the people in. And so whatever he says that he know is not biblical, he puts God in it.
He switched it up just the way the serpent did. He switched it up, and just like to say, the serpent was mainly a serpent because, as we say, he had a silver tongue.
Mm, that's it.
So he's a serpent in sheep's clothing.
That's it. That's it. You know.
And
And
just
so,
like I said, most of them, most child predators are. Most child predators are. But just like I said, it's not possible without enablers.
mm,
Somebody dropped the ball. Somebody dropped the ball. When it's kids involved, somebody dropped the ball. Somebody didn't pay attention like they were supposed to. Somebody didn't report something that was supposed to. Somebody turned a blind eye to stuff that they, wasn't supposed to turn a blind eye to. That's the only way it worked.
that's
That's
it.
the only way they get to go on and do what they do
Hmm.
under the covers. Somebody got to help them hold up the sheet while they doing what they doing.
Exactly. And the niece is going to, well, she's going to share a lot of things with you, but so she's also going to share with you a time she remembers when he was trying to come on to the little girls, her friends, her friends. And as Toby just said, he couldn't have done this by himself. And they say he started out good, but something somewhere went wrong, or maybe it was already in his mind. But one thing I know they won't do, and they told me they hadn't done it, and they're not going to do it. I don't care. Toby and I talked about this earlier today. If it's my relative, I have to ask, did you do it? Did you do it? When I asked him, did they ask him that question? It was kind of like, you just pissed everybody off, Mr. Scott. No, he didn't do it.
Because you taught not to question God. You taught not they were taught not to question God. And they, so like you said, when you made that decision to turn a blind eye, or that to bite that apple along with him, then hey, you that was a choice. And just like I said, to come back now and to say I asked him would admit that I doubted him.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or I knew, so why would I have to ask? Either or. Like either or. I'm just saying, either or. Because just like I told you today, we use us as hypothetical. Like if I'm close to you like that, and they say you did it, and they send the police and everything like that, like me and you close enough to the point where I'm gonna say, what's the word? What's going on? You know,
exactly.
for real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask, but then just like I said, if I don't ask, that means I'm turning on, especially if I'm involved. Especially think about it. Just like I said, if you telling me we running a church organization and the feds show up at the church house, I'm I'm shook. I'm shook. I want to know.
You shook.
I just came to worship. Just like the lady said on the phone. I'm what's going on? Who y'all looking for?
Exactly.
Like we don't do that. We just a church organization. What's going on? And when you say you looking for the pastor, think about that. Like we looking for the pastor. Like, well, what's going on? Well, he's wanted for molesting somebody. What? Who? They say who? We can't tell you that. Like you didn't want to ask him. Think about it. When you say, "Hey, did you ask him?" I didn't have to ask. You didn't have to ask him because you already knew, or you had already made a choice to where I'm down.
Exactly.
I'm in. So no.
So everybody knew that they had a role to play. In other words,
with every situation where there's sex trafficking, like we stressing, all of these situations are related. Wherever there's a situation where there's sex trafficking, it's organized.
Exactly.
Just like for our people at home who love this topic, just like Mr. Kelly, it's sex trafficking. Mm-hmm. The only difference with R. Kelly is, those people know, like they wanted R. Kelly. Mm-hmm. So instead of making it a sex trafficking case, they made it an R. Kelly case. Exactly. Just like with this guy, mm-hmm. They made it a Pastor Mitchell case. When in all, just like I said, it wasn't just a Pastor Mitchell case. And to prove it to you, when the other people were left out, they could have disappeared. Just like I said, they could have went on, started another church. The wife could have went on with the congregation, started another church, and did something totally different. She could have changed the path of the church, but no. You see what she chose to do. Right. And so she chose to stay there. She chose to support him, and she chose to go on a campaign, a smear campaign for the people who put him in prison. So if you're not if you're not down, if that's not down, I don't know what down is.
That's it. So even with him being in prison, when the wife thinks like he does, our children are still in danger.
She might not be a parent of young kids, but look at the other women who were involved in the video. Look at the other women who are supporters of them. More than likely, they either have kids or they can still have kids. Exactly. But they are promoting and pushing that doctrine that he gave them. So exactly. They are going to push that to the kids.
Exactly. I'm going to read a couple of comments and we're going to get to our headline for tonight. Miss Renfrey says, in my opinion, not no one else's opinion. Okay, the way they were acting made the pastor, you just preached, made the pastor look guilty.
Exactly. And that's the thing about it. That's the thing about, just like I said, when it's the devil. You know, think about it. When you just like I tell you, we do with these stories. When you
Mm-hmm.
strip all the preliminary thoughts or expectations from these cases
Mm-hmm.
and from these people we bring on,
Mm-hmm.
and you just focus on the bare facts and you deal with them with the bare facts, the one thing about it, just like we always say, you can lie about anything, but you can't lie about the facts. You can't dispute the facts. And just like I
Facts
said,
don't change.
exactly. That no matter how bad you might want them to, or how much you dislike the outcome of them, they still the same. And just like I said, that is what people see. Because just like I said, like you were basically, your only area of rebuttal is to try to discredit people and to talk down on people. We black
That's
people,
it.
we know how
Yeah.
they go.
Right.
We know how
Exactly.
they go.
And since you said that, if we go on biblical, if you're really connected to God, the Bible says, let everything be done decent and in order. And the way they behaved that night, it wasn't. It
Exactly.
wasn't. When you find somebody keep trying to cut somebody off from speaking, they keep disrespecting them. They're doing that for one reason. They don't want the truth to come out. And then they'll say something to attack your character to try to change the conversation.
I'm gonna put something that we all know, and that, you know what I'm saying, and like we all get caught up in it. But just like I said, the one thing about me as a man, I'm not finna get upset over no lies. I'm not about to get upset and feel like I have to dispute
Come on.
somebody lying to me,
Come on.
or
Come on.
lying on me. Like I've learned a long time ago, like what people think, they gonna think. So just like I said, if I would have been on there to tell my truth or my wife's truth, like what somebody else think about her or what somebody else believes about her, that's based on their opinion, their dealings with her, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And just like I said, if it's a negative and it's something that I don't know about her, that don't move me. That don't
Exactly.
move me, because just like you might feel a certain way about her, or you may feel a certain way about him based on y'all relationship and how y'all, interacted, or but what that don't, you know what I'm saying? Just like me and you have a relationship. Your relationship with anybody else not gonna change the way I feel about you.
And you know
Somebody
what?
could come and
That's it.
talk to me today, and they could have had the worst experience in the world with you and have the worst perception of you.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
because I'm solid in who I am and what I know about you, that person is not going to move me to the point where I have to feel like I have to try to attack them back and to protect your name,
Exactly.
because I know they lying.
Exactly. Exactly.
And
And
that's the main thing about that. Just like I said, when you jump out and you lash out and you feel like you have to attack everything and cut off and talk louder than the person that, like, no, we know what that usually is. We know what
that's
what
it.
what that's usually from.
That's it. But that's so true. They made him look guilty.
Exactly.
Louise, good evening to you. Welcome, welcome. And if these people are his spokesperson, they're not helping him. They're not
No,
helping him at
because
all.
you cannot help. How can you help against truth? How can you help against truth? Just like I said, they would have been better off just disbanding that name, like so many other cults do. Disband that name and go get another name and start under another name and let him school y'all, from behind bars like y'all doing. That attempt to,
Mhm.
that, like you said, that was a failed attempt. That
Exactly.
was a failed attempt. And just like I said, anywhere they go, it don't matter. From this show on, anywhere they go, people are gonna know, because just you can't fake it. You
Exactly.
can't fake it. You can't argue with truth.
That's it. And you're right, because there is no defense for absolute wrong. There's no defense for it. It's not.
None at all.
But when we begin to play with people's minds and tell them not to call their mother, that's a cult. That's what that is. Tell other members, don't talk to your family, don't talk to, because your family got demonic spirits. What the hell you say about my family? I mean, it's as you just said, they're molding you, they're breaking you down.
Yeah, that's the
And if you're
cycle.
not careful, you'll fall.
That's the cycle. And
That's
just like I said, we just like I said about the ladies, you know what I'm saying, who was going to call and talk to. That's what I want to. I stress all the time. I'm not going to say you can't get bamboozled. I'm not going to say you can't get swindled. I'm not going to say that you can't fall victim. I'm not going to say that. But at the same time, there comes a point when the eyes are opened,
Mhm.
and at that point, just like we discussed with all of them, just like we discussed with anybody in the R. Kelly case, and
Mhm.
at some point, you had to make a decision to turn a blind eye. You had to make a decision to turn a blind eye. And
Yeah,
just like I said, once you made that decision, it became wrong.
that's it. That's it. So they are equal to what's sitting inside of a prison. Okay, now, uh, tomorrow, Toby, tomorrow,
Mhm.
R&B singer R. Kelly trial federal trial gets underway in
Mm,
yeah, in New York. Um,
mm,
about a week ago, his attorneys asked the courts to give him the transcripts because he's flat broke. He can't afford to pay for the transcripts. And he went on to say, and R. Kelly has gained a little weight, and he want to wear this outfit, he want to wear that outfit, but he needs to be measured. This is not a damn fashion show, okay? It's not a fashion show. This is a criminal case. That's what it is. Someone has alleged that someone has done something to them, and that somebody is R. Kelly. So many people, male and female, they defend R. Kelly. They going more hard for R. Kelly's defense than his attorneys. I mean, like, damn, man, do he pay y'all? We can't pay because he broke. But here's the thing: people, a lot of people, they listen to respond. They don't listen to hear. They already got made up in their mind that the brother is good. He's a saint. These people are lying. I'm not gonna say. You know what? You're probably right. Some people may be lying, but everybody ain't lying. It's not. Everybody is not lying. You got to learn to stop being a fan of an individual and start being a fan of their work, what they do. Because when you put them up on a pedestal, sometimes you put them on a pedestal that they themselves cannot stand on, and you disappoint yourself. They don't disappoint you. R. Kelly, and Toby's trying to get into the indictment. R. Kelly, when he walked out of that courtroom, the first trial, Toby, before he got off the courthouse grounds, he did it again. He did it again in less than 2 minutes. He did it. And so that tells you what he was thinking about inside the courthouse during the trial. I can't be touched. I'm R. Kelly. I'm R. Kelly. But sometimes you have to be hit so hard that it knocks your ass all the way down before you can see what you should have been looking at a long time ago. R. Kelly has admitted to one of his attorneys a while back that he does have a problem, but he didn't go to seek any help. Toby, you want to catch that comment from Queen before we get started?
Was what she's saying?
He says people already make excuses. Uh, he's going to use the parents' consent as a defense. Shaking my head. It's crazy still. Uh, you know, yeah, and he's probably going to use that as a defense. But here's the thing about that: it's going to backfire because it's super damn stupid. But he's probably going to use it. The parents knew where they were. They made the parents did, but did the parents know that you were having sex with them? And for the most part, a lot of the parents told me, "You damn right they knew because they was the pimps. They pimped their daughters out as nothing but hoes to R. Kelly. They knew." And that's what we were talking about the other day. I hate that the feds are making a deal with so many people that should be sitting in a jail cell right beside R. Kelly. They're calling this an enterprise.
Exactly.
An
Exactly.
enterprise.
But I'm gonna tell you the worst case about it though. Like you said, I missed my thought. But like you said, it's an enterprise. So think about it. Just like I said. Oh, I remember what I said. Think about this. Like you said, super stupid. Your favorite word. Super stupid. Explain to me how you are defending yourself against something you've never done. But your defense is the parents said it was okay. They gave consent. In order to say the parents gave consent, you literally are saying, I did something. What did they give consent to? If that's my defense, if you put me on trial for having sex with a child, and I say my defense is going to be the parents gave me consent, I'm basically admitting to my guilt. For
And you don't
those
even know it.
R. Kelly defenders,
That's it.
for those R. Kelly defenders, if that's really the defense, think about that. Think about that. If you catch somebody molesting your child, and in some kind of way it don't come out and it come out later, he uses defense. The mother gave me consent. Think about that. He number one, he consent for what? What did she give you consent for?
Exactly.
And what did you do? And then just like I said, like we said, it's conspiracy then. It's just like we go back to child sex trafficking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Child sex trafficking. The same way with the preacher. It took more than one person, to get it, to make it possible for him to do it.
Exactly. And then I think that the young boy, uh, I think it was him. He said Kelly gave him herpes. I think it was him, but don't quote me on that. But that thing about R. Kelly having herpes, the whole damn world knew it. Uh, but some women, some girls, they didn't give a damn. They still laid down with Kelly. Trump is a threat to our democracy. Uh, R. Kelly is a threat to our children. That's just the bottom damn line. That's just the bottom line. It's uh, Toby. When we get started here tomorrow, I know you're gonna get off to the indictment. What kind of things can we look for when the trial gets started?
You mentioned earlier about he was trying to get fitted for,
Yeah.
what I'm saying, something to wear to court. Man,
Mm-hmm.
please allow R. Kelly to wear what he want to wear, because this is gonna be the last hoorah. This is gonna be the last performance. Like honestly, they about to watch dude.
Mm-hmm.
They're about to watch dude. And just like I said, I was talking to you earlier, when he beat the state trial, it
Mm-hmm.
reminded me of John Gotti. It reminded me of John Gotti because he beat the state trial and he felt like he was untouchable. And
Mm-hmm.
he started acting like he was untouchable. And then they basically made new laws, passed new laws, new organized crime laws, new racketeering laws to be able to
Exactly.
bring down Gotti and other mob people.
Mm-hmm.
And you think about it, they using the same laws for R. Kelly. And basically, with the racketeering, all you have to do is get one or two people to say that we would, doing this crime, we were together when we planned it, and we all knew what was going on to make it an organized crime case.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And just like I said, I said from the start, like I don't have anything against Kelly, but he did it. But my thing about it is, just like I said, they making it an R. Kelly case. And I hate that because it is a child sex trafficking case. There's more than R. Kelly involved. But since they wanted R. Kelly, Mr. Untouchable,
Mm-hmm.
who we couldn't get the first time in state trial and who came out, mocking us by passing out his number to little girls on the courthouse steps.
Mm-hmm.
You brought this on yourself.
That's it.
Instead of backing up and realizing, okay, man, I got lucky, or the system, worked, or whatever. Let me pull up. Let me get out of the way. No, you kept going, and you like throwing it in their face. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like they had videos. Everybody knew that was their girl. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
Mhm.
knew you paid off. But just like I said, you did that. You did that. And now, just like I said, like they knew when that happened. They looked at your whole team and
Exactly.
they seen how your team rallied around you
Hmm.
and made it possible for you to beat that case. And they said, okay, he only as strong as his team.
That's
So
it.
they started taking it. They started taking down the team.
Exactly. That's
And
exactly what
and then
happened.
in the end result, we don't want them. They're nobodies. So what if a bunch of black mothers pimp their daughters to R. Kelly for financial gain? So what? We want R. Kelly. So what if his drivers picked up girls and passed out numbers to young girls and made it possible, brought young girls to him, you know what I'm saying, to have sex with them? That's okay that they did that because we want R. Kelly.
Right.
The
I got.
same way, mhm.
Go ahead.
No, the same way, like we was talking about earlier today, the same way they let a killer go, Sammy the Bull, multiple time murderer, admitted he had killed multiple people. They let him go because they wanted him to testify on the big bosses.
Exactly.
And just because he testified on the big bosses, they let him walk on the murder cases. He
Hmm.
stayed in custody in federal witness protection long enough to testify on everybody. Once he got everybody locked up, they gave him a new identity and sent him on the way, a
Because
convicted murder.
he was facing multiple life sentences
Exactly.
for his crime.
Exactly. And they let him walk just because he told it on the guy that they really wanted.
Exactly.
So basically, this the same thing.
Exactly. The judge has given prosecutors the green light to bring up R. Kelly's sexual relationship with Khalil, and I'm sure they're going to talk about the fake ID and lying on the documents and stuff. And some R. Kelly fans said they never did get married. They wasn't married and stuff. What the hell did they have known then if they wasn't married?
They,
You know.
but just like I said, the reason why they're able to bring that up is because they have the guy, you know what I'm saying, the guy that got the documents
I
signed, and the
learned.
guy that handled all the documents,
Mhm.
he's willing to come forth and testify now.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Toby. Going back to the Lifetime documentary on Kelly, we heard one of the girls said, somebody said recently that everybody knew, and when they say everybody, I'm thinking they're talking about in his group, his entourage, right?
Mhm.
Uh, Everybody knew, but nobody cared because these was little black girls. Do you buy that, Toby?
Nope, nope, because the what was it, the brother who said that, who R. Kelly said it was him in the video. You
Mm-hmm.
remember that brother?
Mm-hmm.
That brother said that early on he found videos of little white girls, R. Kelly with little white girls, and he gave them to him for him to destroy. So it wasn't just that they was black girls. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that. Just like I said, it could have been anybody. It's the fact that the people around him benefited. It's not a color thing. It's
It's
benefits.
not. It's not. And I honestly believe when the parents speak about this, that nobody cared because their girls were black. I think that's another way for them
To
not to,
deflect. That's
yeah, to
deflecting.
let you think that they were uh, uh, guilty. They didn't do anything wrong, but had somebody spoken up, it wouldn't have lasted this long. I just don't buy that either because they could have, as you just said, white girls and stuff. So we don't want to take any blame. We want to minimize our
That's it.
involvement in this here.
That's it. That's like, come on, these girls spent nights. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is a 16-year-old spending the night somewhere and parents not knowing where they at? I just seen a story the other day where a child, a woman was talking about her child was supposed to go to a party at somebody's house, and one of the other kids' mother rented them a hotel room, and they were all partying at the hotel room, teenagers. And just like I said, her daughter ended up, dead. Like, and just like I said, as parents, well, look here, when the street light came on,
Mm,
Eddie Mae knew where our hood was.
come on. Come
I'm
on
just
with it.
saying.
That's
And
it.
that knew where all hers was. When the
That's it.
street light came on,
That's it.
like it wasn't no staying out at night, or you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, or just like I said, it was some police calls, something was done. Something was done. So when just like I said, somebody chose to turn a blind eye.
Exactly.
And I'm quite sure when you came home with the benefits, when you came home with the money, and you said, "Hey, I was kicking it with R. Kelly," and he, Mama probably wanted to go. Mama probably was, "Hey, take me to meet him. Let me meet him."
Preach it. Preach
You
it.
know,
That's
one of
it.
the girls' daddy, he got, "Hey man, I play the guitar." Yeah, you play the guitar. He got a job, I think, playing the guitar in the band. Like, hey, like they wasn't going, "Hey man, what my daughter doing at your house? And what you doing with my daughter?"
You know,
I love Bump and Grind. That was my favorite song.
that's it. And what
I'm saying,
would you
I'm
quit it?
saying, no, we got to keep it real.
No, they should have been telling R. Kelly to quit it, huh?
Yeah, for real. Like, yeah, like I'm just saying, come on now. Like they wasn't, we know they wasn't questioning them about, you know what I'm saying? Or if they did, just like the preacher wife, we didn't question. We didn't question them. The parents didn't question them either.
Exactly. And see now with the parents here, and I like the way you put it today. The mothers didn't give a damn really because, and this is just not with R. Kelly. When the child is underage, but she's going out and she's meeting grown men and she's coming in whatever time she's comfortable with coming in. But I'm gonna bring mama a box of Southern Classic chicken and a couple of beers, and she gonna be fine. And then I'm gonna give her $50 that I got from this old perverted ass man I laid up with. So the mom reaped some of the benefits, right?
Mm-hmm. Everybody reaped the benefits. Just think about it. Think about it. Let's be realistic. When that girl, you know what I'm saying, allegedly didn't come and testify, and they finna bring out now about a payment that was made to that girl not to testify. Do you think the 1 point whatever it means? Do you think she got it? Do you think they just gave the girl and she went on about her business? Think about it. Like everybody that benefited. If I would have been an uncle and you got that money, I know where that money came from. If you gave me some and I got me a beer, I'm complicit. I'm complicit. I know where you got, like, it's like, come on. Like I said, on the basic level.
Mm-hmm.
On a basic level, you have to be complicit. It have to be some complicity. Okay, I'm gonna get into this, you know what I'm saying, this document. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you, you know what I'm saying, the defense in this case. What it says is the first paragraph. The defendant, Robert Sylvester Kelly, also known as R. Kelly, an individual who and individuals who served as managers, bodyguards, drivers, personal assistants, and runners for Kelly, as well as members of Kelly's entourage, comprised an enterprise.
Mm.
Within meaning, and it's the federal code for an enterprise. That is, the enterprise constituted a group of individuals associated, in fact, that was engaged in and the activities of which affected interstate and foreign commerce. Interstate and foreign commerce. The enterprise constituted an ongoing organization whose members functioned as a continuing unit for a common purpose of achieving the objectives of the enterprise. They all acted together to achieve the objectives of the enterprise. All those people constituted an enterprise, and all of them together conspired to do what was right for the enterprise. Now I'm going to explain that. The next paragraph.
Come on.
The purpose of the enterprise were to promote R. Kelly's music and the R. Kelly brand, and to recruit women and girls to engage in illegal sexual activities with Kelly. That was the purpose of the group. A group of people conspired as the enterprise to promote R. Kelly's music and the R. Kelly brand, and to recruit women and girls to engage in illegal sexual activities with Kelly. By promoting R. Kelly's music and the R. Kelly brand, the members of the enterprise expected to receive financial opportunities and
Mm.
personal benefits, including increased power and status within the enterprise. So, in return for doing everything they could do to promote the enterprise, they received money, financial gain, and increased power within the enterprise. That is every sex trafficking organization. That is the preachers and his congregation. That is Kelly and his entourage. That is Jim Jones and his followers,
Mm-hmm.
and his closest. Like every child sex trafficking ring, it's a system. But
Right.
the key thing in here is all of these people conspired to do this, and they know this. But only Kelly on trial.
Woo! That's it. That's heavy. That's heavy.
Only Kelly is on trial.
Mhm.
If this
Yeah.
was anybody else, just like I told you earlier, if this was if this was me and you or one of us, it'd be a sex trafficking ring. They would have wanted to lock up Lottie Dottie and everybody.
You damn
But
right.
just like I said, since you know what I'm saying, beat the state the first time, and you went back out there acting like you was Mr. Untouchable, we're willing to let everybody else walk so we can wash your ass up.
And you know what? That's the system,
That's the system.
and it has always been that way. That's
That
it.
is the system.
But see, yeah, and I know in order to get, you gotta work deals with some of the guilty, to get what you want accomplished, and that's R.KELLY locked up for life. Um, but you knew what was going on. You said nothing. If this, if new charges hadn't came about, R. Kelly and his entourage would still be doing this.
I'm gonna give you a piggyback off of that. Look at all the females that have made false claims of sexual misconduct or on the part of a man.
Mm-hmm.
When you allow them to do that, and then there's no consequences and repercussions when we find out they lie, they can just look at the girl with Usher. Look at the girl with Usher who came out and said all the negative stuff about Usher. The lawyer jumped on her team. They filed a lawsuit and everything. And when that girl turned around and said she was lying, she faded off into the sunset. No regard for the damage that she did to his career. No regard for and no charges or no nothing. Think about it. That's the same thing that happened in these cases right here. When you let all them people go, you know what I'm saying, to get R. Kelly, you leaving them out there to do it again. You telling them it's okay. You tell them that's like with criminals. Just like we said with the criminals. When you tell the criminals, okay, you can be involved in the crime, as long as when you get caught, you be the first one to snitch and you'll be able to make it. That's making it easy. Like that's not that's not giving a criminal any incentive to stop committing crimes.
That's it. So all you're really doing is you're creating a problem to fix a problem.
Exactly. And just like I said, the next time a cash cow comes along who has a lot of money and want to molest little kids, you're gonna have a bunch of willing participants, you know what I'm saying, that send their kids to slaughter and turn a blind eye because they can get away with it.
Exactly. And
all they can do is scream perv, perv, perv when the guy finally gets exposed to keep the spotlight from shining on them.
Exactly. But it still irks me that we're not pursuing criminal charges against some of the parents. And I know because they're working out deals. I just don't think, as you just said, that R. Kelly should be the only one on trial.
No, because just like I said, it's okay. It's think about it. You know what I'm saying? That's if we're gonna say that, you know what I'm saying, that those people don't deserve to be in jail, then we might as well have listened to the preacher's wife. We might as well have to sit there, you know what I'm saying, and listen to what she said and accepted what she said and not questioned it. Because like we know, you know what I'm saying, like we know she's a puppet of the Antichrist.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're gonna know what I'm saying, like I said, if we're gonna just wash him up, then just like I said, you give her a pass. If we're gonna give all of them a pass, give her a pass and let her keep spreading the word, because putting them back on the street allows them to keep doing what they wanted to do, even if if they want to do it.
Exactly.
It tells them that it wasn't y'all fault, it was his fault.
That's it.
I'm just saying, as a parent, no, you wasn't a negligent parent. It was his fault.
And that's the way it goes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're telling them.
It says here, Kelly issued many rules for many of his sexual partners. They were required to follow the rules, including that the women and the girls were to call him daddy.
Okay, and Reverend Feelgood, he initiated rules to the women where they wasn't supposed to call their mom's mom, and they wasn't supposed to call, their dad's dad. I don't know what they were supposed to call him, but it's I'm just saying, it's the same
Yeah,
system.
that's
It's
it.
the same system. Just
That's
like we
it.
say, break them down to the low. First of all, you have to find people that are already broken,
Hmm.
and then
Oh,
finish.
go ahead. That's it.
Yeah, finish.
That's it.
Find people that's broken.
Uh-huh.
Finish breaking them down, and build them back up in your image. That's God. That's
Now,
God.
you know what? R. Kelly and the wonderful Dr. Pastor Ronald Mitchell could have been brothers. Now, watch this. They were not permitted to leave their rooms to eat or visit the bathroom without receiving his permission. They were required to wear baggy clothing when not accompanying Kelly to an event, and they were directed to keep their heads down and not look at other men. Prosecutors said in 2019 announcement of the charges against the singer, Kelly also isolated women and girls from their friends, their families, and made them dependent on him for their financial well-being.
There it is. Broken, and busted and broke girls. Already broken down at home. And just like I said, it made it easy. And just like I said, mom didn't care. The drivers didn't care. The entourage, nobody cared, because everybody was getting something out of the deal.
Right.
And when the
But
well
now,
run dry, and you couldn't give me no position, once you got locked up, it's like, okay. And they came to me, okay, well, I'm not getting no checks from them now.
hmm
So, now they done threatened me with jail time. And just like I said, think about it. Even then, if you did something, you know what I'm saying, and I was around, if they come threaten me with jail time and I don't know you did nothing, what am I don't know. You can't give me no jail time for something I didn't know.
exactly.
So just like I
Exactly.
said, when they came to it, everybody knew. And it was either, just like I said, it was time to face the music. You put the blinders on before, now it's time to take the blinders off. And
Exactly.
now everybody got something to say. But those it was the same people that helped them get around the first trial.
Exactly. Because with the little girls, it might be okay now. It's R. Kelly, sex R. Kelly, whatever y'all did together. But sometimes later on in life, things like that come back to interrupt a relationship. It can trigger some emotions that were not pleasing. Because allegedly sometimes he made him had sex with him if they didn't want to. Allegedly now, and so, but you can damage people. I mean, children or adults. Throughout their life with some of the things that you do to them, especially when you are the breadwinner. You pay the bills. You do what I tell you to do. You have never sat in what's it, Bugatti. You've never sat in a car like that. You've never seen it, and you're sitting in it now. Your own private jets. And if I'm a poor kid and I'm looking at all of this, and you like me, whatever you do, I'm okay. I do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. And so when you come home with a lot of gifts and stuff, what my mom would do, your grandmother, where you get that from?
Oh, most definitely. Take it back. Take it back. Yeah. Take it back. Yeah, because you don't found nothing. There ain't nobody giving you nothing. No, because ain't nobody giving you nothing for nothing. What they want from you, what you give them.
That's it.
What you give them. If they gave you that, what did you give them? You know what I'm saying? But just like I said, you choose to turn a blind eye. They chose to turn a blind eye.
And I can't respect them for that. I cannot
No,
respect them for that.
no.
But he may not have done everything, but I promise you, he did 99.9% of what they said.
And I see somebody commented about, you know what I'm saying, women in suicide. That's a possibility. That is a possibility with these women, because just like I said, whether they're young girls who made bad choices or bad decisions or what, like, we can't act like we ain't never been there. We can't act like we ain't never made a bad choice or bad decision. But just like I said, as children, we not responsible. You know what I'm saying? The adults around us are responsible. The adults are responsible. They responsible for taking care of us and making sure they look out for us, even when we don't look out for ourselves. They responsible for loving us, even when we don't know how to love ourselves.
That's it.
And that's where the ball was dropped at.
Exactly. When you said that, the parents and R.Kelly also have to be blamed for what's going on. And you know what? That's so true. Even if some of these girls were somewhat naive in thinking, or just had a loving lust for Kelly, does that make it okay for Kelly to violate them?
No.
It doesn't. No. It doesn't.
No. And that's what it get down to with me. Just like I said, I was a young drug dealer, gangbanger, everything. When I was out there 25 or 26, if I said I had every girl pull out an ID and show me her ID, I would be lying. I would be lying. But just like I said, knowingly breaking the law.
Exactly.
Knowingly breaking the law. You knew it was wrong. That's just like the guy who said, I sold drugs because I had to take care of my family, or I had to do this and I had to do that. Okay, you knew it was wrong. Exactly. And when you get caught and it's time to face the pipe, hey, just stand on your morals. I did it because I had felt like I had to do it for this reason. So hey, just like I said, at the end of the day, if he came and threw himself on the mercy of the court and asked for forgiveness and said he needed help, I wouldn't be averse to him going to rehab.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be averse to him getting some help, because I can tell you this: taking a guy with a sex problem and putting him in the prison system, that's not gonna help him.
No.
That's
you
not
sit
gonna
him
help
in the box, and when you think he's done right, okay, now you can go out. But we have not dealt with what put him there.
But just like I said, it's even washing his life up. Just like I said, washing his life up. Just like, think about it. If you wash his life up and let everybody else walk, think about that. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. It's like I said, I'm not saying he's right and none of that. But think about the magnitude of that. It would crime, just like everybody involved. Just like I said, what does that say to the public? Exactly. Does that not say, just like I said, if you get down, you can go out and commit a crime. But if you get down and tell it first, and there's a guy more popular than you that's involved, you can get away with it.
Exactly.
Like, that's the criminal system deterring crime. That's the criminal system's way of deterring crime, letting criminals get away.
And we all know that a lot of our black men are under attack. They are. Some are under attack just for being black and nearby. But when we speak about R.Kelly, and heaven bagging me up, R.Kelly was not one of those under attack. R.Kelly was being sought after because of his perverted mind. They didn't go knocking on his door just to attack him because he was black. R.Kelly was not a black man under attack. R.Kelly was a black man attacking kids. They didn't set him up. If he wasn't doing anything wrong, come on now, he wouldn't be in that cell. They was not out to get R.Kelly. R.Kelly was out. He didn't know it, but R.Kelly was out to get himself. When he created this R.Kelly world, this is what he created. Now this is the end results of what's going on.
And like I said, I hate when we do that. I hate when we, you know what I'm saying, just lump black men in there together. You know what I'm saying? Because if you had caught me, you know what I'm saying, for molesting little kids, don't fight for me. Don't put me in the category, you know what I'm saying, with the black men who are really being targeted, or who are really being, killed, or who are really being incarcerated for nothing or railroaded and given time. Like, don't you? That's a disrespect to the people who really railroaded to just lump those type of people in when we can know clearly that those people are out there doing wrong. No, like you can't lump them in there with them. You can't lump the drug dealer in with the guy who was just standing out there, had just got off work. You know what I'm saying? And just happened to get caught up in the sweep. We can't, put them in the same category and say they were targeting them. No, it's a difference.
That's it.
It's a difference. And
it
we
is.
have, as black people, we have to start calling it what it is. Yeah,
Exactly.
they are targeting us, but we should be even more aware of that, and we should be, even more aware of crossing our T's and dotting our I's, so we don't put ourselves in situations where they can wash our ass up. It's a difference between targeting you and then finding something and using it to wash your ass up.
That's it. And when they say, that I wasn't going to sell the drugs, but the white man who just hypothetically put the drugs in the neighborhood. Okay, well, if you're smart enough to know that, and assuming you're right, why did you still take the damn bait?
Exactly. But you took the bait knowing the whole time what the consequences was. But just like you said, you're not willing to accept those consequences. You're not willing to face the music. And just like I said, that's just like, and then it's a difference with it, like people in this situation, because you only want to face the music when the benefits ran out. And when the ship starts sinking. That's why I say it's even more bad, because just like I said, unless you came forward back then and somebody didn't listen to you, if you came forward back then and somebody didn't listen to you, then come on to the stand. Come on to the stand and tell us what you've been trying to tell us the whole time. But if your ass been, going along with it for the whole time, sit your ass down somewhere, because they need to lock you up too.
Those are very, very, very powerful, true words. I totally agree with that. You had an opportunity to sound the alarm. You're not telling now because you hate what happened to the girls. You're telling now because in many ways you are being made to tell it.
You ain't being made, just like you said. And think about it. Just like I said, we go into that. You made a damn choice. Ain't nobody make you do it, because I've been in that situation. I used to be in that criminal world. You know what I'm saying? And when we ran and I got caught and the other two guys got away, I made a choice. I made a choice to stand on the fact that I was involved knowingly. I knew what was going on. I was aware. I made a choice to get involved. Now that I'm the one that got caught, you know what I'm saying? I can either ride it out and keep my manhood, or I can roll over and toot my butt in the earth.
Exactly.
And basically they just rolling over, tooting their butt in the earth. And just like I said, it ain't because you felt bad about it. It's because the benefits that I got ran out. You know what I'm saying? And now it's time to face the piper. And I don't want to face the piper. I don't want to. Like I said, now I felt so bad when I was doing that. Why did it take you so long to come forward and tell us about it?
That's it. You know what? That's one of the things that I always have a problem with before we get out here, is how long men, women take to sound the alarm. As one lady said, it happened 10 or 15 years ago. And so, why are you coming out now? Why? I don't want it to happen to another girl. But for 10 or 15 years, you didn't give a fuck.
Exactly.
But now you care.
Exactly. Just like I said, the Me Too movement. And I don't knock the Me Too movement, but it's just like anything else. When you have a movement, or you have just like the LGBT movement, you have people that's LGBT, you know what I'm saying, salute, but you also have people who are taking advantage of that movement.
Exactly.
And you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. When they started the Me Too movement, you had people come up and take advantage of the movement. Exactly. You had, and that's just all it is. And just like I said, it's easy for publicity, because think about it. If you come out and say, like, some random woman right now could come out and go to any of one of these millions of news stations, and they'll put her on air to tell a lie.
That's it.
To get some clickbait. To get some clickbait or tell a lie.
Yeah, and a lot of us instantly believe what is being said when we first hear. Like, no damn evidence that it happened.
It's conditioned, because just like you said, just like some of us believe it, you know what I'm saying, and ain't no evidence being presented. You can present all the evidence, and some people still won't believe it's true. Like it's conditioning.
That's
It's
it.
conditioning, and just like I said, we led with our feelings.
Exactly.
We're led by our feelings. A lot of us.
Louise Warrior says everyone that was around R. Kelly and the pastor should be charged as well.
Exactly. Accessory. Just like if somebody had came up dead and we was all involved, we all gonna catch a charge. Somebody came up molested, so everybody involved should catch a charge.
That's
If
it.
it would have been just a black family of nobodies, they would have locked all of us up.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, we got to get out of here. We're over on our time. Before I go, don't forget the story of uh, what's his name? The pastor.
Oh yeah, Pastor
Yeah,
feel good.
yeah, Pastor.
He ain't
Pastor,
feeling too good right now though.
damn sure ain't.
He ain't feeling
Uh,
too good.
the story of Pastor Feel Good
Mitchell. Yeah,
Mitchell. Okay,
Pastor
Pastor
Mitchell.
Mitchell is on live the 23rd, right? It's 6:30.
Yep.
Third.
Monday the 23rd, I think it
Okay.
is at 6:30.
It starts at 6:30, and we we you see the post out of who's going to be on the show. That young lady that you see is his niece, but I'm just gonna throw this out here. You never know who else might show up. You never know. And I think it's a program. I mean, a show, not because it's me and Toby just doing it. I think it's a show that a lot of people should watch, and we're going to try to keep it as clean as we can. But maybe even some kids should watch it because this is another stranger danger uh, incident, and so we're trying to school them on what to do when they come. They buy your candy or they give you this. You might not want to accept that all the time.
All the way down to back in the days when them family members would get a little girl's money and say, "Hey, to her, put this in your pocket. Don't tell your mama." Like it's grooming, and like we want to focus that show on the grooming process, so that people can be aware of how they do it and how they accomplish what they accomplish. That's what we mainly
Exactly.
want to focus on because we want to get that out there. Because getting that information out there, hopefully, it can help expose some more of them and get them locked up and prevent this
Exactly.
from happening to other people.
Exactly. And within the next couple of days, but public also has access to it. But within the next coming days, we're going to start uh, putting some things out that was in the trial for you. And but it's online. You can pull it up. But uh, I'm ready to do it because we know that somewhere this is still going on with somebody's child.
And I really believe, like you said, people know what I'm saying. Like however you share that, upcoming show, share it, get people to tune it because I really feel like there's some more victims out there in this
Exactly.
case. I really feel like there's some more victims, and if it's at all possible, those victims need to come forward and tell their story. Because just like I
Exactly.
said, every person that's willing to come forward and speak out, you could help. You could really help save another person. You could really help, save somebody that's going through it or could
Mhm.
possibly go through it in the future.
That's it. That's it. Because I agree. There's going to be some more victims, and because I'm sure the police probably know. Maybe we don't know how long he's been doing this.
Exactly.
You know.
The wife says she was married to him for 25 years. So, and she knew him before that. So, and there's no telling.
Before we go, Toby, that
Mhm.
the incident that wasn't verified about the girls in the room and when the mother came in the room, we talked about earlier.
Mhm. Mhm.
Bring that up. I know we hadn't that hadn't been proven yet, but if you will, just throw that out there, please.
It was a situation where it was alleged that the wife, you know what I'm saying, was made to leave the room, and where the wife was having sex with him, and the room door was open, and she at times she would leave out and send the girls in, and at times she would invite them in, and they would all allegedly, have sex or whatever. And like I said, like it's if he did what they say he did, which they gave him 75 years for, I don't see how she can catch a pass for that. Because just like I
Exactly.
said, it's in the documents that she was taking the girl to the hospital pretending to be the girl, to the clinic pretending to be the girl's mother, just so she could get birth control.
That's it.
And
You
like
know
I said, I don't understand how you could, be a part of all of that and not, if he did this, say you didn't know, or he did. She didn't say she didn't know. She said he didn't do it. She said he didn't do it.
and I
She didn't
asked
say
her
she didn't
when
know.
they
She
first
said he didn't
contacted,
do it.
right, when they first contacted us, I asked about that incident with the child backwards and forwards to the doctor. What was she taking the child to the doctor for? Well, her first response to me was that I didn't know what I was taking her there for. I said, "You taking a child, a girl, to the doctor?" She didn't tell you what was wrong with her. You didn't ask the doctors or the staff what's going on. You took her, and you didn't know.
And see,
No,
that's what I was getting to in the questioning, because think about it. Like I said, nobody had the court documents.
hmm
And them, know what I'm saying, not thinking that the court documents will become public record like all most court documents do. Like, I don't think they know we did the research, because, and
that's it.
that's why I tried to get her. Like, I did it just like a attorney would do it.
hmm
I'm gonna question you and get you to make statements.
hmm
That way I have your statements on record. And all the questioning was revolved around, I know you've been going around telling lies in public, but you've been telling a different story. You told a different story in court. And that's all I wanted to do. I wanted you to give the story that you told in public, and then I wanted to ask you about the statement that you gave in court. Because they just like I said, the statement in court was she knew that she was taking the girl to get birth control because her mom asked her to do it.
Come on.
I'm just saying. How you didn't know, but then in public, you didn't know that was a lie, this, that, there, but then you go in court when you under oath, you have, because they have the documentation and they have everything, they have a lot of incriminating evidence. So you
hmm
have to walk that fine line and admit to only so much, but then
Exactly.
try to, and that's all they was doing in the interview. But just
And
like
see,
I said, mhm,
when they call us and when we decide we're going to take the case, we ask them to send the transcript to us.
mhm,
Well, a lot of times they don't have the transcript. You don't have it? No. And so I know then that's another red flag to me. You should
exactly.
have it. You should have it.
Why?
So
If you're gonna, know what I'm saying, go on a promo campaign to scream his innocence, you should know the transcript backwards and forwards.
come on. That's it.
If you're gonna
That's
go
it.
on a promotion campaign, I
That's
just
it.
did the story. I just did the story, and I had to read the whole transcript. But
Exactly.
if it was somebody that I was gonna, know what I'm saying, and I was gonna go out and attack people who made allegations and attack people who, like, I would at least want to know what those people actually said before I call them a lie.
Exactly. Exactly. And so when that happens, I'm gonna go and get them then because I want to see what's in it. But when you call somebody, to investigate something, make sure you're innocent, because they're gonna probably check on you too. The information that we needed, and they should have, they didn't have it. We don't have this. We don't have that. We don't have this. We don't have that. Well, how in the hell can I defend you? I
You don't
can't
even
just
have
sit.
you
Yeah,
don't have the tools to defend yourself. That's what I'm
ex-
saying. You haven't got the proper tools to defend yourself. Or
exactly.
you have the evidence, but you're gonna withhold it because you don't want us, to be able to factor that in to our investigation.
You know what? And I'm gonna say this. We're gonna get out of here. I honestly think this is just my personal opinion. Sandra Mitchell, she should be in a jail cell as well. It's just as simple as that.
Yeah,
It's as simple
exactly.
as that. She don't get no pass from me. Okay, we got to get out of here. As always, remember, I'm not always right. You're not always wrong. Nephew, it's on you. We're gonna go. Y'all have a
I
good night.
thank you all for continuing to support us. I appreciate everything. We're gonna keep trying to bring you the realest news around. And again, thank you all for joining us. Have a good night.